Hello, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Kevin Chan broadcast today at 7:30 in the morning, and happy Deepavali to everybody who is celebrating Deepavali today, and also happy Halloween for those of you who are celebrating Halloween today. Yes, we haven't finished fighting between Halloween and also Deepavali, right? So basically, places and shopping complex would like to maximize what they sell. So there's a bit of a fight between, whether I do Halloween decoration is going to increase my sales, or I do Deepavali decoration is going to increase my sales. Right. By the way, I don't know whether you guys been observing right now, especially in Malaysia. A lot of the celebrative season right now is fighting with each other, especially for display space. And so I see some even try to put Chinese New Year where Christmas haven't even started. Right. We got Christmas, we got New Year. I think there's a Thanksgiving coming up as well, right? So Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year, then only Chinese New Year, right? We're not wrong, right? So, but yeah, it's in Malaysia, right? So whichever sell the most, we do that, right? So yeah, today we're gonna be looking at the 12 earthly branches. Specifically, is the combination component, right? So the other day we have done the general introduction to the 12 branches. So hopefully you guys start to understand what are the 12 branches. So today we go a little bit deeper on the interaction, different interaction between the 12 branches, and that's what we're going to be today. Right? So this is part of the exercise that we do to rebuild the entire database. Right? So of course, in the previous channel, this has already been done already. Right? So but this time is look nicer. Right, so morning, Boy. How are you doing? Hello, Simon. Hello, Manuel. Hello, Eve. Hello, MS. Right, so got a book of change here. Right, so book of change is the I Ching. Right, so I Ching book of change. Right, so hello. Right, so book of change is from Seattle. Right, so yeah, guys. Right, so morning to you all. Come, let's get this particular thing started on a nice holiday here. Shrink myself down to the smaller version. Come, start shrinking. Right, so as usual, right, so you want to get in touch with me, Telegram is a good place, right? This is where I post a lot of things, right? So yeah, there is a manifestation exercise today, right? So at I think it's at 11, right? So it's 11 to 1 o'clock, that particular time frame. So the instruction has already been published in the Telegram today. So you can get the instruction in the Telegram, or if you are part of the paid subscriber in the newsletter, you would have gotten it 3 days ago. So that's how we basically roll. So the newsletter are for those people who still like to read text. So I still write some of the text down, and then you email to you. So if you're part of the subscriber there, right? So then you can basically get some of the information, or you just want some community support. You want to post something about Chinese metaphysics to let people know, right? So you can go to the community page, which is in Facebook. So that's the community page that someone else manages it. I'm just a kepochi inside, by the way. Right, so no, this is all the channel that you can use to basically get in touch with me. You got anything that you want to ask, right? So feel free to do so. Hello, Jocelyn, welcome. Right, so next thing is get some resources for you to print your Bazi chart. If you have not printed your Bazi chart yet, right, so Typing Astro is the organization that I'm working with right now for Bazi chart printing service, right? So you can also do that, right? So we will be looking at the animal sign. Animal sign is the bottom part. So sign, or more officially is called the 12 branches. So there's 12 different creature there. This creature has nothing to do with the animal, by the way. Please do not mistaken the 12 branches as actual animal. So a lot of people out there in the market, they actually describe the 12 branches as if they are the animal. Right? As in, you got those, oh, dog are loyal. Nah, got nothing to do with that. Okay, right? So dog are loyal. If you're a rat, you're sneaky. If you're a snake, not trustworthy or whatever, lah, right? So those description of using the animal description, avoid them like plague. So it's not gonna work, right? So we have an episode we talk about all the 12 branches, so I tell you what does it represent. So I think you start to understand a bit lah, right? So this is where you go and get your information. So definitely you got 4 animal signs inside your chart. One is the animal that represent the year. One is the animal that represent the month. One is the animal that represent the day. One is the animal that represent the hour. Each of these has different meaning. It governs different aspect and area of your life. We have already covered the topic about the 4 pillar. So now you can, add that particular 4 pillar into the topic when we are talking about the interaction today, right? So, interaction, right? So these are all the interaction that the 12 branches have, right? So we will go through all of them one by one as times goes by, right? So, the 12 branches can combine with each other. The 12 branches can form a harmony with each other. The 12 branches can clash with each other. The 12 branches can have a harm relationship with each other. The 12 branches can have a punishment relationship with each other. And the 12 branches can also have destruction. So all of them has different meaning, different connotation. They give you different results. And so then you see that, start to see that the BaZi chart become more and more complicated as you learn more. Right, so it's not really that easy to read a BaZi chart actually, right? So it requires a lot of thinking. So each of the combination is different. So this is what we're going to be learning today. That there are such thing called combination. So for you to understand combination. So if you take a look, these are all the pairs of combination that is available. So there are 6 pair of them. So the 6 pair of them is 6 combination, right? So this one, you want to remember, you have to go and remember. Very simple only, right? So you go and remember them. So a lot of people say, oh, this one very difficult to remember. Handbag, you can remember. Yep, football player, you can remember. But this one, you cannot remember. Right? So, there's no such thing as cannot remember. It's just that you're not willing to go and remember it, right? So now that part of it, I can't help you. And so, these are, normal study thing. Right? So you have to go and remember. Okay? Right? So go and remember all the available interactions. So each of these interactions have different meaning. This is what we're going to learn today, right? So each of them have different meaning. We'll learn today. Like for example, this year is the year of dragon. So the year of dragon, it combines with rooster. So which means that if your BaZi chart have a rooster inside your BaZi chart, this year of the dragon is the year of combine for you. Right? So right now we are not saying combine got what effect. Some people say, oh, combine is good. Not necessary. Okay. Right? So like next year is the year of snake. So if you have any monkey inside your chart, so next year is a combined year for you. Right? Pretty simple. So pretty simple for you to take a look at it. So this combine can appear in many, many ways, in many, many places. It can be combined between the years and the month. It can be combined between the years and also the day. It can combine between the years and also the hours. It can combine between the month and the day, the month and the hour is and also be combined between the day and the hour. Then all these day, month, year, hour can also combine with your luck pillar. All these day, month, year, hour can also combine with the year. They can also combine with the hours. They can combine with the month. They can combine with, there's a lot of combination basically is happening. Right, so and each of these combination does denote different event that is happening around you. Good or bad really depend on what you are doing. Right, so there's no such thing as everything is absolutely good or everything absolutely bad. Right, so always remember, right? The first thing about Chinese metaphysics is the entire idea of yin yang. Yin yang means everything got good, everything got bad. It is just a classification. It is not a what we call fixed factual thing. Right? So it depends on how you classify. Certain thing combination are really not good. Like for example, in medical reading, combination is bad. Okay? Yeah, in medical reading, combination basically is bad. But if you are not doing a medical related reading, then combination is fine. Right? So come, let's take a look at what is actually combination represent. Right? So what the combination represents. Right now, this one I think a lot of people knows. Our planet Earth spins, but it doesn't spin straight. It spins in an axis. So the entire planet is actually, you want to call it a bit tilted, and it spins. Right. So this is the scientific facts that and it also spins around the sun. Right? So it also spins around the sun. Right. So this is the what we call the effect of the Earth. This is how Earth is actually do. Right. So it's not straight. It's not standing straight. It's actually tilted and spin. Right. So now here's the amazing thing. Right. Our forefather has already known this before this particular piece of science was presented. Right? Because why the BaZi system is actually developed way much more longer, right? So than whatever scientific system that you have. Right? So it was developed way, way, way much longer. So now here's the personal belief that I have, right? So this is how I think about things, right? So if you understand and believe in this thing called evolution. Now, evolution basically is telling you very simply is that if that particular thing is useless, right, it will actually be removed. That's what evolution is. Survival of the fittest. If your feature is not useful, it will be removed. So tell me, this Chinese metaphysics, Chinese astrology, 八字 奇门 all these things was like very ancient type of knowledge. Why hasn't it been removed yet? So a lot of people say, oh, this is superstition. If it's superstition, it should already be removed. I mean, useless. So, if it's still here for so long, right, they must have their reason to be still around for so long. So I think for us, it's good that we all go and learn, right? So we all go and learn what is basically is useful, right? So like for this one, I tell you that, okay, so the planet is tilted. So let's take a look at how Chinese metaphysics look at this. Right? So this is a lopan, right? So it's a lopan. You can download this lopan from the internet very easily, right? So you just go and Google lopan, then you can get this lopan. Right? So every single people will do the lopan the same. So there's actually no difference. Right? So the lopan for Chinese metaphysics, if you take a look at it, it looks like this, right? So now, if you do a tilt on this particular thing, right? So let's say that the planet is basically tilted, right? So then you straighten the tilt, right? You straighten the tilt. You will start to find that the combination is actually the two animal signs that basically, right? So this one is the tilt spinning. Do some graphic for you to see. Right, you start to see that the combination, right? So it's actually the two animal sign that is able to exchange position. So when the planet is spinning, right, that two animal sign is a two animal sign that is able to exchange position. So combination in Chinese metaphysics is basically two party that understand each other. That's all only. Two party that understand each other. When you exchange position, mean that I am in your shoe, you are in my shoe. Right, so I understand your experience, you understand my experience. You have been in my area before, so that hence you understand what I've gone through, and I've been in your area before, hence I understand what I'm going through. So these two parties can work together. They click, right? They click, they work together, but they are two separate parties, right? Two separate parties that click and work together. So the entire idea of a combination is two parties that is able to work together. That's all only. Right, pretty simple, right? So yes, combination is heavily used in Chinese metaphysics for marriage assessment. It's heavily used, right? So so in marriage assessment, they will actually look at your day pillar, so the day branch, and then they will tell you that, oh, your perfect match is the combined counterpart, right? So now please don't really use this for your relationship analysis. Sure, diamond this method, right? But I tell you the theory. Right, can you see that the Chinese guy already understand about this tilting of the planet and the spinning of the planet long time before all this astrological thingy was developed in the English world. The Chinese world has already know all this. Right? But again, a lot of time, the Chinese, the problem is that we're crap. We are crap at marketing. Okay, right. So our marketing skill set is really bad. Right. So these are all the combinations. So you can see that if you arrange them properly, the combination is basically all next to each other. So it's like next to each other mean that they have the equivalent distance between each other. Right, so equivalent distance between each other. So if you want to use this method to basically to remember, then try to. I don't know which method work for you. Right, so graphically, if you put everything in the proper lopan arrangement, so this is the proper lopan arrangement by the way, right? So then you can arrange it this way, then you can find the combination. Right. So now again, I will leave how you remember the combination to you. Right, that is actually not important because in today, you can just save the picture. Right. By the way, I'll drop the combinations picture into the Telegram later. You can just download this save inside your phone. Every single time you need to do a reading, you just open the graphic and say, there's a combination here. Right. This combination basically means WXYZ. Right. So that's why I tell people that now again the combination actually does represent two parties coming together. In the olden day, it is actually representing a union, so that's why it is heavily used for marriage related purpose. So of course, the one of the theory in combination is that when it combine an additional element is actually produced. So there's this knowledge of combine and production. So we call Haffa, right? So in Cantonese speaking, they call Haffa, right? So Haffa means that there is a combination and transformation happening. So this is also when there is an additional thing coming in is that, oh, when you combine that time, right, the original element disappear. No, that's never the case. Okay, that is never the case. The origin element doesn't disappear. A lot of people have that particular thing. So because the classical text, again, the way that classical text is actually being written, classical text is not meant for you to translate directly. And the tough thing about translating Chinese is that one word has just too many meanings. Right, so Chinese like to bucket things together. So that's why I say a lot of time, it's called bucketing system. Everything get put into that particular bucket. So that bucket has too many things inside. It is not easy to do interpretation unless your database is pretty good. Right, so yes, I just tell you first, if you want to do a marriage analysis, you can basically, do that. The very lazy one is that, oh, look like you are, a horse day. Horse day must go and find a good day person to marry. Right, valid traditional BaZi reading, that is a valid technique, by the way. It's a valid technique, right? So you want to use it or don't want to use it, up to you, right? So then the next second, oh, is that the perfect match? No such thing as perfect match in this particular world, right? Because why? Every single relation need to be managed, right? So the management of the entire relationship is a completely different world. Right, so let's take a look at this, right? So now today a bit more modern, right? So you don't limit your reading to just talking about, getting married, right? So this activity called getting married is less and less important in our today's setup, right? So just explain to you, this one talk a lot of time already, that in the olden day, the game that is being played is very simple. You have a family business. Family business means that this is, if you are a farmer, then you got a family farm. If you are a fisherman, then you got a family boat. If you are a carpenter, then you got some carpentry skill set. The headache about the olden day is that when I'm old, I cannot use my labor force anymore. I need somebody to take over the entire operation. So this is where I need to have a children. So in the olden day, there's no such thing as employing foreign labor to come and work for you. Olden day don't have this kind of thing. So if you want anybody to work for you, you want soldier, you have to produce them on your own. So that's why there is a need to get married early enough so that you can have enough children, and hopefully one of the children is capable and reliable enough to take over the entire family business and continue to provide for the family or provide for the clan. That is the entire idea of playing any game in the olden day, right? So there is no such thing as I love this particular person, right? The mindset is only limited to, whether this particular person can produce the correct children to take over the family. That's all, right? So Manuel, is there a difference if the combination are far from each other? Of course there's different, right? The answer is of course there's different, but I'm asking you, what is the relevance, right? If there's no relevant, you ask question, no use one. By now you should understand that why you need to ask the particular question, right? So is there a difference? Yeah, of course there's a difference. Right, even if you say that, the combination between a snake and monkey versus the combination between the dog and also the rabbit, it's different. You change the day master, it's different, right? Yeah, right. So how do you observe one marital compatibility based on overall, in general? I don't actually observe a marriage compatibility. The important thing is that, do you understand the other party? Are you willing to give what the other party wants? That is the important part, right? So that's why in relationship, you need both the fellow to sit down. If you only got one party, you are just wasting your time in relationship reading. Okay, yeah, right. So you want to read relationship, you get both party to sit down, and both party need to know that, okay, this is what this person want, this is what this person want, this is how this person function, this is how this person function. Are you guys okay with it? In all partnership, the problem with people is that, like book or change question is that you are asking the other party to change for you, it's wasting of time. The other party won't change for you. And don't ever think of, I want the external circumstances to change. Right? So you see, you want to find somebody who's compatible with me, bloody hell. Who do you think you are? Why do people need to be compatible to you? right? Are you the right person? Never ask that question. Right, so it's both party need to exchange energy with each other, right? So this one work with business partnership is the same, right? So later I will have something that basically talk about more corporate business partnership type, then you take a look, right? So now again, right, take a look, right? So now having babies, does getting married equal having babies? Now this is to answer the question: does combine equal transformation and also production of new element? The answer is actually no. Does getting married confirm getting baby? Right. The next thing is that if you have a baby, does the mother and father disappear? No, the mother father didn't disappear. Right. So when there's combined happen, if there's a production of a new element, it doesn't destroy or disappear the original element. It's still there. Right. So what changed? Focus point change. Right. So once you have a baby already, right, the husband and wife become not so important, no? Right? Yeah. Once you have a baby already, right, the husband and wife become not so important. What focus is that the baby become more important. Okay, so that is where the entire idea of the original element seems to disappear. It did not disappear, but the focal point right now changed to a new focal. That's all. All the element is still there, but the prioritizing of the element now change. So which means that the produced element is able to shift the balance on your BaZi chart, because right now you got an additional element inside that is tweaking the rest of things. Right, start to understand, right? So conceptually, you need to understand this before you do reading, because if not, you do reading, right? Oh, combine this one, right? Then you get into a lot of trouble in your reading. Right, so that's why I said a lot of time you need to take a look at the circumstances, relevant, not relevant. Even the element that's produced out, right? If the element that's produced out is not relevant, bye bye lah. Like no, now again, don't feel very sad about this. Is very recent news that a Malaysian student that is studying in UK, right, give birth and actually stuff the baby into a cereal box and throw away. And she said, I don't know what to do. Wow. Come on. Right? You don't know how to Google one. We got this thing called I don't know what to do. She don't want to be responsible. That's all. Right? She do not want to take up responsibility. Unfortunately, a lot of people in this world is like that. Right? So no, they don't want to take responsibility. They want other people to take responsibility. They want other people to change. They want the world to change. They do not want to take agency. That's how a lot of people work, lah. Right? So please don't be one of those kind of people. Right, so now then you can also take a look at this entire combined thingy, whether it combine it produce or not, right? So this sort of stuff as like profit sharing, right? So like same thing, you go on a partnership, you start the business, right? Is it guaranteed that you will make profit? You start a business, it make profit mean it combine and produce. If it doesn't make if it doesn't make profit, man, it combined, it didn't produce, right? So later I'll cover a bit how to roughly understand the production process, but just conceptually, you need to understand that combine doesn't equal to produce. Okay, if it produce, the original doesn't disappear. If it produce, the focal point start to change, your chart tendency become changed, because why? There's an additional new element. So the additional new element, is it good or bad to you? That also depends on circumstance, right? So if you added an element that is not really that good, then give problem, right? So now again, this one, please don't go to like, oh, it produce a rock wealth, it's not good. Nobody said rock wealth is not good. Somebody feed you the wrong cake. Right, so now again, all right, so this combination you can take it as a work together collaboration, right? So on the bigger sense, I would like you to use combination on a bigger sense rather than a very constricted sense of this is love relationship. It's not that I'm anti-love or anti-relationship. It's just that your life got more thing to worry about than love and relationship. Right, so unfortunately, I like to tell people is that you want to talk love and relationship to the loan officer that is coming over to ask you when are you making your payment. Try and see if it work. Right, so be a bit more realist like the situation. There are time whereby you need to focus on your relationship. Like yesterday, just did a consult, right? So the fellow was asking about career, but what bother him in mind is actually his relationship. So we have to handle and settle the relationship issue first before we settle the work issue. Because why? Potentially, if the relationship explode, it will drag everything down under the sea. So you need to prevent the explosion first. Then only you can go back and do all the what we call career related matter. So that is how we do, right? So this combination just for you, it just means that there are chances of people coming in together and working together, right? So please, it is not positive, it is not negative, it depends. So you guys have tried working together with people, whether it's in your career or in actual business. Some people come into the business, it bring the business to the upper level. Some people come into business, it bring the business to the lower level. You have tried before, and working together with people also is the same. Having relationship also is the same. Sometimes somebody come in, it empowers you, make you a better person. Sometimes somebody come into your life, it turn you into a piece of shit. Right? So that is very normal, right? So that's why when you take a look at combination there, right? So don't conclude whether it's good or bad first. You need to take a look at the circumstances, what is required in the task, and then only you can make a conclusion. It is not a read one side of the chart and you can give it an answer. Right, so come, let's take a look at it, right? So different combination, right? So like this one, the tiger and also the pig combination. Now tiger and pig combination produces wood. So now again, this one, how to remember it produces wood? You figure out how you remember or no, I don't know. Right? So you want to use the very old method of it's called what rut remembering method, which means keep on repeating it to yourself. Tiger pig wood, tiger pig wood, tiger pig wood, tiger pig wood. So this one, if you take a look at it, right? So you can take a look at it as a spring season, the water, the ice is melting. Spring season ice melting. So when spring season, the ice melting, the wood grow lor. That's all only, right? So the wood grow. So this a lot already represent a growth and productivity. So if you see that, so if you already have a pig inside your chart, or you already have a wood in the tiger inside your chart, you already know that naturally that particular pillar. So which mean that if let's say the pig is in the year or the tiger is in the year, so you know that naturally you are somebody who like to seek growth and productivity in social reputation related. That's how you basically do a conclusion. So you know roughly already this particular person has a very natural tendency that when it come to this particular area. So because there's you see that there's a tiger there. So when there's a tiger there, and there's no pig around, there's no pig around, right? So there's no pig month, there's no pig day, there's no pig hour. So when the pig year coming, you can see that this particular person social life become more fulfilling. Again, social life become more fulfilling doesn't mean that his friend is good. He could have, connected with a lot of bad friends. That one you need to take a look at the overall structure, right? So now, whether the production of the wood is going to be happen or not, right? So now, rote learning, correct? No, rote learning, keep on repeating. So this is how, right? So now, whether the production of the wood is successful or not, then you need to take a look whether the entire BaZi chart actually allows sustaining of wood. So very simple is that if the BaZi chart is wood heavy to begin with, right? So let's say it is born in the month of spring. It's born in the month of spring, meaning that you got tiger, you got rabbit, or you got the dragon inside the month. So which means that the particular BaZi chart is very wood positive. Then the production of the wood is okay. So you have it. So this one is basically telling you, again, don't get too sad when I say, does the baby survive or not? Depend whether the parent can take care of the baby or not. Right now, will the baby survive? No? Will your business be able to make profit or not? Depend whether the people inside the business know how to run the business or not. It doesn't depend on the combination. It doesn't mean that two fellas come together, we're gonna form a partnership that you're gonna make money. No, the both of you need to know how to run the business. The parent need to know how to run a family. Then only the baby will survive. Okay, understand or not? So this one is talking about whether the growth production is there. So if you check that the chart is basically rather positive, if the other way around, right? Because this is wood, right? So the entire chart is basically a metal chart. Then bye lah this wood, right? Metal chart mean that let's say that you're born in the year month of monkey, you're born in the month of rooster, you're born in the month of dog. So that is your chart is already pretty metal to begin with. So you're pretty metal, then this combination is not going to work. Right? So there's no production, but the combination work or not, the combination still work. Your social circle and also is still okay. So, if let's say that, it's in demand, so you got a tiger as the man, you got the pig as the man, then in terms of your work relationship, or AKA, I actually call it your work responsibility, right? So you will see that, when the pig appeared, your capability of doing that particular task is given to you become higher. You become more efficient. You become better at it. So because of growth and production, right? Because of growth and productivity, you become more productive. You become better, right? So you're just more competent in doing that particular work. Now relationship, this one, if it comes in, mean that you are introducing another party into your relationship palace. And so the relationship that the particular person is looking for is a very growth and productive relationship, which means that that person has a expectation that the partner is somebody who would constantly pursue growth. So this one, the dangerous part, right? If let's say that you're the person with the tiger and your growth is higher than your partner, that one, the relationship is going to go down the drain. If the chart got more water, will support? Yeah, got more water also will support the growth. For this, because water will support wood, water will support wood. Right? So basically speaking, as you need to take a look at whether the environment of your partner's chart actually allow the survival of the new element. So if you allow the survival of the new element, then it's okay. Right? So it will even okay. It will even okay if let's say that your luck pillar happen to at a particular time be a wood luck pillar, to at least temporarily is okay. Right? At least temporarily is okay. Right. So this is how you basically read this particular thing. So you can see that it appear in different pillar, then it different. Right? So if let's say you naturally has a tiger inside your what we call your day pillar, and you naturally has a pig, so you're born in the month of pig. So the combination is already there. Right? So if you take a look at this, then let's say that you're a woman, so they will basically tells that if you marry this woman, she's gonna be able to contribute into the family business, because why? The career palace or the family business palace and the marriage palace is combined together, which means that this particular spouse is very good at managing the business or the company business. Or this one, you can say that this one, you married the wife can actually help you in your business, your current business that you're doing. Your wife is able to help you in your career. So this is how you form the conclusion of these two combined together. Right? So this is how you do a bit of a reading. So you have to really understand that the palace represent what, and in this current circumstance that you're looking at right now, does it represent anything? Right. So if the particular wife is actually not working together in the same career, then this combination, nothing. You can still use the combination, as you can still say that, hey, husband, if you got any problem with your business, right, talk to your wife. Your wife somehow got magical ability to point out certain things that you are not looking at. So this is how you take a look. Also, it's combined is different. If let's say that, it's the month combined with the hour, so hour represent children. So it tells you that your children will actually be able to help you in business. So that is a positive thingy, by the way. Right? So they like it in the olden day, whereby the hour palace, is able to be combined with the month palace. So that one tells you that once you have a children, your children will be able to help you in your business. Again, that was the end game in the olden day. The end game in the olden day is that would my family business be able to pass down to the next gen? Today, there's no such game to play. So if today, you take a look at it, it's like your hour is combined with your month, right? There's no point that your children is able to, help you in your whatever, because your career, your children is not going to be able to take over your job. Okay, right? So this is how you basically do, right? So that's why you need to basically read it in terms of relevance, right? In terms of relevance, right? So all these kind of things, right? So next one is basically the horse and also the goat, right? By the way, the horse and the goat in the classical text is called sun and moon combination, right? It's called sun and moon combination. It is a combination that basically govern communication and influence. So graphically, I don't know whether in the olden day there is such thing called the beacon tower. They're basically called beacon tower. So beacon tower is, it's a tower whereby you light up the fire, a place where you're very far away will see. So this one is to let your airline know that you need help. This one, if you don't know, you got watch the hell, what is that particular show? Lord of the Ring, right? So Lord of the Ring, right? So Lord of the Ring, there was one scene, whereby the I also forgot which is the freaking city that is, the army was marching into enemy army was marching in to hit the city. So what they do is that they went and light up the fire tower of Gondor, if I'm not wrong. So they light it up, and then when they light up one place, right, the other place that see him lighting up, they will light it up as well. So you go like boom, 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 boom. Then everywhere got the light. So it's a signal to call the rest of the allies to come together. And so then you see that the human bring the human army, then the elf bring the elf army, and then the moving tree bring the moving army. It's basically explaining that. So if you have a horse inside your chart, right, so which means you already have the natural ability or tendency to influence and communicate people. You just need the goat to appear. So like this one, right, I can tell you, if you got a horse there, right, the goat, right? So you can actually purposely always have your meeting around good hour, and you become more communicative. Your communication become clearer, and your influence become better around good hour. So around good hour is what time? Good hour. Let me see. 1 to 3 o'clock. 1 to 3 o'clock. So very good if you have a lunch meeting, right? So lunch meeting. So you are doing sales, then you always get your prospect to come up to have a 1 to 3 o'clock kind of quasi lunch meeting, right? So you have the advantage. Same thing also if you have a goat inside your chart. So your purpose is that you want to do communication, right? So then you wait for horse hour lah. So horse hour is 11 until what we call 11 until 1. So you can use 11 until 1. It's also actually it's a lunch hour. So the horse and goat can go for lunch. Right? Or you have that pizza lunch meeting in office, right? So you want to convince people. So again, right? So if this one is, let's say that it lands in the year, then your ability to communicate influence is more mass public. So if it's land in the month, then your influence communication is more workspace related. So again, right? Whether it's workspace related better or mass public better, depend on what you are doing lah. If you are a singer, a superstar, then you want it to be in the year. Right? So if you're a singer superstar, then it's in demand, then you probably have a very good communication with your record label company. That's all. Or you have a very good conversation with your band member. Yeah. Right. So I don't know which is more important to you. Right. So I have both inside the chart helps more with communication. Yes, if you got both help more in chart. Right. So now the negative side of this is exposure. Right. Exposure means that there are certain things that you actually don't want people to know. Very easy for people to know. Horse and goat, in this particular sense, they are more what we call transparent, and they are more transparent, very easy for people. So you are both inside your chart, right? So it helps more with communication. Yes, you got both inside your chart mean that two palaces easy to communicate with each other. So again, right, it look the same, right? So if it's the hour and also the month, so which means in terms of the way that you will be able to communicate with your children in terms of business related matter, or your children is able to communicate on you in terms of business related matter, is much more easier. AKA call your children more singmo. So if you have this in your day pillar, your wife or your husband more singmo, right? Very easy to communicate with them. So you say they understand. So of course, if you say things not very eloquently, then they also understand things very not eloquently. Right, can, right? So all those you have to go and do a bit of a tweaking, right? So then again, right? So whether this particular thing can produce a fire or not, you have to look at your chart whether it's conducive for fire or not. So conducive for fire mean that you got sufficient fire inside, or you got sufficient wood inside, then it's conducive law. So if the entire chart is winter cold, right? Bye bye lah. Right? If the entire chart is winter cold, then this production is not going to work, right? So it's in the wrong season. Right, so if it's in the metal season, also it's a bit difficult because why? Metal season got nothing to burn. Nothing to burn. So which means that the communication that's happening usually is straight to the point. Right? There's no story. It become instruction. Okay, it do not become communication. It become an instruction. The combine happen. The combine still happen. Okay, the combine basically still happen because it produce fire. Yeah, it produce fire. Right. So next one is the snake and also the monkey, which is next year. As next year snake monkey combine, right? So it actually produce water. So how come this one produce water? If we just want to imagine this, it's basically melting metal. Right, it's basically fire metal clashing in melting metal, so it changed, right? So this one is, you can call invention also can, right? So it's the really the entire freaking idea of making stuff. So like in making sword, there is a specific process which is, I think it's called quenching. It's called quenching. So you have the hot sword. After you have heat ready, you quickly dip it into the water so that the molecule inside the sword suddenly compress. Right? When it suddenly compress, all the material go very near to each other, it become strong. Right? So it's that particular process that we are talking about. So this is intelligence and wisdom. So snake and monkey, automatically they are a bit more smarter than other people because they have this combination. So as long as this combination active, right, they will get more information. They become smarter. Now it's different from just now the wood, which is growth. Right? So growth usually come from a perspective of doing wrong. Right? Doing wrong. Yeah, when you grow and you do wrong. Basically, you learn from your mistake. That's basically what growth is. Wisdom is different. Wisdom is that you apply your knowledge so that things doesn't go wrong. Right? That's basically wisdom. So in, let's say, in production, is that once you produce something, you know that this method of production is better. You teach this particular method of production to that person. That become wisdom. Right? Does it mean that wisdom never do anything wrong? Wisdom is the entire idea of reducing the amount of wrong over time. Right? So I have a tiger in demand branch, right? Yang metal in demand heaven step. Yang metal in heaven step. Which is Geng Ying. So it's a Geng Ying. Does that makes that this? No, I got nothing to do with that. Again, right? So Jennifer, don't do this sort of non-contextual reading. What you're doing is called non-contextual reading. It's like I got 1 spoon of sugar, and then I got another spoon of salt. Does it mean that it's going to be tasteless? Uh, uh, you answer me. I put a spoon of salt in, and then I put a spoon of sugar in. Does it make it tasteless? The answer is no. Right, so now back to the same thing, right? So now whether the water get produced or not. So what produces water? Either metal or also water. So you take a look at your chart, there's sufficient water inside the chart, there's sufficient metal. Or the overall situation of the what we call a years, right? So like just like for example, the next 3 years, is all fire already. The next 3 years is all fire. Right? So then you take a look at your chart, right? So hey, I got a monkey, or so next year is basically combined inside, and your entire party chart also doesn't really have a lot of what we call water or metal in it. Then you won't be receiving the wisdom and intelligence part lah. Combination still happen lah. So basically, is that you're producing a brittle sword lah. Right? Your sword is become a bit more brittle. It is not as compact and strong as a normal sword should be. It should be a bit more brittle on your sword. Right? So it's good thing not really that strong. Right? So like for me, I got snake. Right? So that you can also play like this. Since you got snake, right? Go and find somebody who has monkey. To purposely work, right? So that people are say, who should I work with? So go and find somebody with a monkey. But the monkey have to be in the correct place. If the monkey is in the day pillar, right? If it's not relationship related matter, this particular person is completely useless to you. Right? If the monkey is in the day of this particular person and you're not looking for relationship related matter to solve, this person is useless to you, right? So if let's say that the monkey is inside the year, right? So the monkey inside the year. So this one is basically social and also your reputation. So but you are not looking for this particular person for social reputation related matter, then this monkey is useless to you. Right? So you need to be very specific with what you are doing first, then only it has meaning, or else it is just a combination. That's all. Right? So it's like, let's say that I got snake, I'm going through my monkey luck pillar. So these 10 years, chances of you basically connecting with people who are smart, intelligent, has wisdom, much more higher. Yeah. Right? So again, the other person you connect with is much more got wisdom, right? You also need to know, do you have the wisdom capacity? Then we need to take a look at your 八字 chart. You know, 八字 chart no wisdom capacity one. Give you wisdom also no use. Right? Can see or not? So you have to be very targeted in terms when you're doing reading that time. You need to know that, you know, is this relevant or not? Having the thing there are no use. It's like looking at a couple, you know, it's like, oh, they are married. So what does it tell you the couple is married? You know that they're happy or not? No, you don't know. The hell, you don't know what is happening behind. Right? Same thing, you know, oh, you know, they are in a partnership in the business. So what does that mean? Right? Oh, you know, these two fella is working together. For no meaning one, these two fella is working together is has no meaning. You need to know that whether these two fella working together, they are actually putting in the right things or not. Right? You have two diva working together, die. Okay? Right, so next one is basically your rooster and also your dragon. So rooster and your dragon is basically you need to know is that it's like going into the mountain to dig out valuable material. Right? So valuable material, dig out gold, dig out things, right? So when you have money, gold, valuable thing, it give you power and authority. Right? So which means that these two combination produce metal, give you power and authority. Right? So then with this one, naturally you would know that people with rooster in their party chart or with dragon in their party chart, they actually have a higher tendency towards power and authority. It's easier for them. You don't want to say not fair. Every one of you have something that's given to you. Like for example, just now snake and monkey, you are given wisdom. Is wisdom something more or less superior than power and authority? Not exactly, but there are certain places whereby wisdom will outshine power and authority. There are certain places where power and authority will outshine wisdom. So in an outright fight, punching, right? Punching, swinging sword. Rooster and dragon would definitely has an upper hand over the rest in outright fighting. In outright survival, so survival mean that, aka you don't die. Then the you know the wood pair, right? So the wood pair, you know, so would actually do better lah. It's like that only, lor, right? So that's how you do basically do interpretation. So you need to know whether the circumstance fit or not. It is not matter of whether you know there's dragon or there's a rooster inside the chart. That one not very relevant. Right? So if you got rooster and what you got dragon inside the chart and you happen to you know like right now going through election. And right now going through election, right? So your day master, you know, happen to be a day master whereby you know the metal or the earth happen to be your influence star. Then you know that this particular election happen to be because it's now dragon year, ma. So then it will be okay, lah. Right? Right. How do you interpret again, right, Joseph? Right. So it's not how do I interpret. I don't know what the hell you want to do. There's no interpretation if I don't know what you. So there's the ox in the day, you know, and the year pillar plus rooster in the luck pillar, right? So like first of all, ox and rooster, there's nothing. What is there to interpret? Nothing to interpret there, right? Right? The ox, you know, because right now we're talking about combination, you know, your ox and your rooster are not combining. So what the hell? Nothing, right? So this is like you know talking about my neighbor is you know having curry and then you know my I myself is basically having bak kut teh. So what does it mean? It means your neighbor is having curry and you're having bak kut teh. No, it doesn't. The classical text does not say that you know it produces any yin or yang. Right? It just tells you that you know it produces. So this one usually I would say that it depends on your party chart. If your party chart is already heavy yin, then you know it enhances the yin capability. If it heavy yang, then you know it enhances the yang capability. Right? So just take it as an enhancement. Right? So this one you just take it as Ajinomoto. Artificial flavoring, right? So artificial flavoring Ajinomoto, right? So you know, right? So you know, yeah, the ox and rooster don't make any combination. Rooster dragon, okay? Rooster dragon, right? So then you got your rabbit and also dog. So rabbit and dog is also producing fire. By the way, the rabbit and the dog is the original fire. Just now the goat and the horse, that one is actually not real fire. So that's why they are called sun and moon. Right? So sun and moon are basically artificial fire. These are called real fire, right? So this one is elegance and performance. This combination is very good for those people in the performing arts, dancing, all those dancing, singing, right? So although I use a cooking as an example, but not necessary lah, unless you are those cook that those cook that do cooking performance, teppanyaki. Right, so you can see some teppanyaki, right? They have to take the egg and then they use the spit and then they throw the egg around, then spin the egg around and play around with the egg, those are called performance based. Those are all performance based. So this one, if you take a look at the particular one, so this one, if you want an imagination, is basically the furnace that you put firewood inside to burn. So it's basically that particular furnace. So that's why it's cooking. And by the way, in the way, the olden day, the cooking, that olden day, the cooking stove is just a furnace thingy. And then, you put the firewood at the bottom, then burns, and then you put the wok on top, and then you cook. It's actually that. It's basically that, right? Dragon in the year, rooster in the hour, right? Does it mean that person want to be more powerful but not actually powerful? No. Like the year and the hour combination, the hour always represent your ideas. What is internally produced by you is always inside the hours. So the year represent external acceptance. That's your reputation. So if you got these two together, usually the thing that you think is quite well accepted by the people outside. That's the good part of it. It's actually very easy to monetize your idea. So if you have this sort of combination, very easy to monetize your idea. So please go monetize your idea lah. That's all only mah. Right? Please go and monetize your idea. That's happened. Right. So in the olden day, then your relative is very acceptance of your child. So this one is the child that can run around everybody and everybody love this particular child. So this is good for the child growing up. It is also good for the child in the later part of the child life, that the child will be able to command and control the rest of the relative. Okay. Right, so distinguish combination. Yeah, of course lah. Combination, harmony is harmony, and different stuff. How can it be the same? Right? Cool. One is called samhab, one is called lokhab. No, it's different now, of course, right? So right now we talking about this combo, then combo only. Right? So if you got rabbit and if you got dog there, it's basically you already have the potential of standing out. Standing out potential is there already, right? So now you have to develop your own standing out lah. Sit around no use one. Right? So another one big mistake that people do in BaZi chart is that if you think you have that thing, automatically you become God, is it? No, go and train. Right? This one only tells you that you have the particular potential. Then you go and train. Right? So like elegance and performance. What do you want to perform? If guitar is not going to work, go and do flute. If flute is not going to work, go and do piano. I don't know which one. Right? BaZi chart don't differentiate between guitar and piano. Right? There's no differentiation. All of that is basically lumped into together a bucket. Right? So I think this one is the last one. The last one is the rat and also the ox. The rats and ox is basically producing the what we call earth. So this one very easy. When you mix dirt with water, you produce mortar. In the olden days, it's called mortar. Today we call cement. We call concrete. Right? Today we call cement. Today we call concrete. In the olden days, it's basically called mortar. So this is the important ingredients in producing walls and also any protective structure. Right? So then this particular combination basically represents stability and trust. Right? So in relationship building, right? So these two fella, so if you can also see, right? So the water and the mud you will put together is very difficult to separate. Right? So then let's say then this must be very loving couple. No. Right, so this one situation, if one of the spouse is basically abusive, right, the other spouse doesn't know how to run. So can you see that combination is not exactly good, right? It depends on your circumstance. If let's say that you happen to have a golden standard loving type of partner, then good for you, right? So then this particular partner is the type of partner that will stick with you through thick and thin. If you go downward, the fellow will still be there to support you. If you go upward, the fellow will be there to celebrate with you. But if you happen to find a partner that's a piece of shit, you don't know how to separate yourself. Right? So you can see every single thing got negative component, every single thing got positive component. Right? Your job is to basically to position yourself where. If you know that everything is going negative, you need to know how to cut tie. But for a rat and also ox, it's difficult to cut time. They don't know how to cut time, right? So it doesn't mean cannot be done, right? Today everything also can be done, right? So no, so same thing lah. No, whether this one actually does produce something or not, you have to look at your overall parts chart, the stability of fires inside your chart, and also the stability of earth inside your chart. So if fire and earth is very stable, right? So no, great, right? So then basically, you can basically do that. All right, cool. Right, so these are the 6 pair of combination. Right, so hopefully it can help you a bit. Right, so I will send this out to you guys. This piece is the piece that I'm gonna send to you. It's gonna be in black color. Right, so that you can remember all of this. All right, so how to interpret this again? Right, circumstantial dependent. Right? It depends on what you are looking for. Right, so again, so the example is that oh, I'm looking to expand my market footprint. Right, so but then the combination is not inside your year, nothing to do with that. Right, yeah, the combination not inside the year, ma. No, expanding market footprint is a year thingy, ma. So not that. Nothing for you to do, right? So nothing for you to do. So if like, so same example, if you are born in the monkey year, right? So you're born in the monkey year, next year is the year of snake. So next year is a good year for you to expand your social circle. Yeah, go and expand social circle. Does it mean that your social circle is going to be good? No. If you go and know a bunch of useless fella, you will become as useless as them, lah. Right? That is logical part, ma. I cannot control who you know one. You go and know a bunch of useless fella. So you're going to know a bunch of fella who only know how to go for holiday and spend money because their parent has a lot of money and you don't have any money. You know this poor pillar. This group of pillar is going to destroy your financial. That is logical understanding. It's not metaphysical understanding. Right? So there's no such thing. It's combined, everything's going to be peachy, combined. Yeah. No. Okay, right? So you need to put in some logical thoughts into the entire process. Right? So whether this makes sense, doesn't make sense, whether it works, doesn't work. All right, cool. Right, so now guys, that's it for this particular session. So right now you added a combination into the reading. So next time when we go into an actual reading, so actual reading or actual application, then it's very easy lah for you to know that. Then see that I read this one in this particular manner, this is because of the combine. Okay, it's because of the combine, it's combine produce this sort of stuff, then that's it. It's really that easy one. It's not really that difficult. All right, that's it. See you guys. Bye.